For some reason, I thought when I turned 16, I would notice something, anything, a physical difference, improvement, however subtle, hopefully not too subtle. Inspecting myself in the full-length mirror, I saw nothing new. No, wait, was that a zit on my pale forehead? Gross! Happy birthday, Madison Michaels. Okay, so what did I really expect? Bigger boobs? Shapelier hips? Smaller thighs? Check no on all of the above. Oliver, my African gray parrot, flapped his wings frantically, begging to be let out of his cage. When that didn't work, he squawked,
"Mad! Pretty girl! Mad! Pretty girl!"
I looked back and said, "Not now, Oliver. Can't you see I'm busy?" Assessing, criticizing oneself was no simple task. The door to my room burst open, and in strolled the Marthas. Oliver let out a louder squawk. "Have you guys ever heard of knocking?" I asked, turning away from my unremarkable form to face my intruders. Martha Christina Tina Perez plopped onto my bed, managing to bend the cover of Verity by Colleen Hoover. I shrieked. Martha Carolina Caro Perez stood by the door, next to a black and white poster of Jacob Elordi, the future father of my perfect kids. In the poster, he wore a white t-shirt, exposing muscular arms, and was leaning forward, a toothpick sticking out of his mouth. Ever since I saw Jacob in the Kissing Booth Netflix series and Two Hearts, my crush on him could not be crushed. The Marthas ignored my question. "Mommy wants you downstairs pronto. She has a tres leches cake sitting on the table in honor of your sweet 16, Tina said. "So hurry, I'm starved." "When aren't you?" I said. Of course, a tres leches cake, which probably contained about 1,000 calories per slice, would not affect either of the Marthas. The identical twins, with long jet-black hair, Shakira-shaped bodies, and teeth that screamed porcelain veneers but weren't, looked like they had stepped out of a Telemundo novela. Annabelle Acosta, the Cuban-born American actress, model, and dancer, had nothing on them. Even though we were like sisters, we weren't. People probably wondered why they got the nice bodies with the smooth olive complexions and I didn't. Let me explain. The Perezes moved in next door to our craftsman-style home in Los Angeles on a gloomy June afternoon about 10 years ago. The Marthas and I quickly became friends, best friends. We were like a family. So much so that I eventually started calling Pablo Papi and Martha Mommy. But I'm getting ahead of the story. Mom loved having the girls over, hoping that she and I would somehow pick up some Spanish. The Marthas' mother, Martha, would stop by frequently to borrow this or that. Mostly, she liked hanging out with Mom because she got to practice her English, share parenting insights, exchange recipes, and commiserate over their husband's annoying habits. Dad and Papi bonded over Coronas and barbecues on Sunday afternoons. All was well. When asked about all the Marthas, Papi explained that the love of his life was his wife, Martha. He loved her so much that he decided to name both of his daughters Martha. His wife was too over the moon to care. A bit odd? Yes, but no harm, no foul. The Perezes were our neighbors and best friends. How lucky were we? This is where the story gets sad. A year later, on a muggy August night, the police arrived at the Perezes, where the Marthas and I were having a sleepover. I can still remember the loud, insistent knock on the door, and then Papi holding on to Mommy as she cried out when they learned both my mom and dad had been killed in a car accident on the 405 South when they collided head-on with an SUV driving on the wrong side of the freeway. That summer, I became an orphan. That summer, the Perezes took me in and made me their daughter.